Every car is defined by a series of compromises, trade-offs, and decisions that achieve one goal at the expense of others. The performance derivatives of the BMW 6 Series Gran Coupe define compromise, whether to emphasize style over function. We just can't decide which set we like better. There are two Gran Coupes fighting for the top spot, the M6 and the Alpina B6, both of which you can buy from a BMW dealership with a full factory warranty. Both wear the same sexy body. They have different engines, but in a weird parallel both are twin-turbocharged V8s that crank out 600 tarmac-tearing horsepower. Even their base prices are similar. At a mere $3,400 apart, that's a rounding error at their six-figure price points. Yet despite the apparent similarities, these two BMWs are the products of different compromises. Everyone knows what an M car is. You expect the M6 Gran Coupe to pummel any racetrack, dominate any back road, and obliterate everything on the Autobahn. But what's an Alpina B6? For starters, here's what it's not: a tuner car. At least no more so than the M6. Alpina is no fly-by-night organization, having celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2015, a milestone M won't hit until 2022. We'll forgive you if you've never heard of Alpina. After all, the company prides itself on exclusivity, and that means not selling tens of thousands of cars every year. But you need to pay attention from here on out because, spoiler alert, the Alpina B6 is a better car than the M6. But it took us testing them head-to-head to figure this out. The case for M. Decades of automotive history have forged a clear idea of what an M car should be. M originally stood for motorsport, so a car wearing its badge will trade some of BMW's trademark comfort for performance. An M car will have a high revving engine, rear-wheel drive, and immediate handling. It should have a manual transmission where possible, and if not, at least no torque converter. It should be lightweight to foster nimble handling, and although its high price will make it appeal to every attorney trudging through Beverly Hills, it should feel most at home on a lonely mountain road. The M6 is mostly faithful to that M recipe. It has a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, rear-wheel drive, and a relatively high-revving V8 with an ingenious crossover exhaust manifold, which replicates the firing order of a flat-plane crank V8 to keep its two twin-scroll turbos on the boil. Think of that trick as the turbo-era counterpart to one of M's oldest hallmarks, independent throttle butterflies for each cylinder. The M6's rear subframe is rigidly mounted to its body to sharpen rear axle response. Our M6 tester included the competition package, which further stiffens the M6's already stout springs, dampers, and anti-roll bars. It then substitutes even tauter suspension bushings and swaps in a steering rack with a faster ratio than the regular M cars. It wears 20-inch wheels with aggressive Pirelli P0 tires, and it has optional carbon ceramic brakes for added braking ability. In other words, think M with even more attitude and less weight. In concert with other lightweighting, including a carbon fiber roof, the M6 tipped our scales at 4,397 pounds. That'd be a lot were it not for the 600 hyperactive horses hiding under the scalloped hood. As those numbers indicate, the M6 is a gloriously fast car, once the rear tires hook up. Or, we should say, if the rear tires hook up. This is not a given. When this 4.4-liter V8 went into production, it was the most powerful production M engine ever, yet BMW boasted that the new generation of Turbo M cars would continue the BMW M tradition of engineering a chassis that is faster than the engine. That's a load of horsepower manure. With 600 ponies assaulting the rear wheels, the M6 can barely move out of a parking spot without breaking rear-wheel traction. Senior features editor Johnny Lieberman joked that the perpetually blinking traction control light in the M6 must be trying to flash out ultimate driving machine in Morse code. Fact is, you're more likely to get struck by lightning than launch an M6 properly from a stop. Our expert testing team, after much swearing, frustration, and tire smoke, managed the blazing 4.0-second run to 60 miles per hour. Shortly thereafter, the M6 screamed through the quarter-mile marker at 120.9 miles per hour, and it's not just a straight-line performer, either. The big BMW clung to the skid pad at 0.97 grams, circling the figure 8 in 24.3 seconds. Those are nearly sports car numbers. The verdict. The trade-off, there's always a trade-off, is that above 0.8, the Alpina's front end goes soft and gooey, where the M6's is far more rigid and accurate. That's mostly irrelevant because should you approach the limit in the M6, you'll accidentally press the accelerator pedal 4 mm too far and wind up in a slide. Unwanted power on sideways escapades are common in the M6, and they happen quickly. The M6 even spooked Randy Pobst as he attempted to set a fast lap around Willow Springs International Raceway. He persevered and was able to lap the M6 2.2 seconds faster than the B6. But then Pobst did the unthinkable, he preferred the slower car. Why? The M6's hastened lap times come at the expense of predictability. Pobst preferred the B6's progressive demeanor, even on the track. There's one place where the M6 is a clear winner. Its start-stop system is, thanks to the dual-clutch automatic, far smoother and less intrusive than the Alpina's. But that's a lonely win. Overall, the M6's motorsport emphasis just doesn't work with a car this hefty. At least not as well as how Alpina has engineered its trade-offs. The Alpina is tuned for reality. A car like the BMW 6 Series Gran Coupe is never going to be raced, so its lap times don't matter. What does matter is the experience. The Alpina B6 proved that it's the better 6 Series Gran Coupe in normal driving, in aggressive backroad driving, and even on the track.